Hey, K, I see you. Okay. Told you I was gonna do this. See if I can do this. They steady be asking while reading the Bible, like, man, who is you to come over and put me all under control? Living these curses day and night, no max. Now my spirit is swole.
Right? But you brothers are turning your back. Remember this day, you turned your back.
The Bible, I buried my stick and then picked up a script.
We need to be saved from the people that hate us. We are haters.
We estimated and you can't wait.
Because they fear of the uprising of our people. They fear that. You want to know why? Because there's power within the black race.
Put in the call for war, you best believe you already know I'm a slide.
We give this sense because everybody don't know the mysteries of God.
Black as a cold, but boy, ain't no way you can hide. Man, I'm God's son, ain't no need for no idol.
Osteen on Creflo Dollar was out here right now. He be right here trying to get him some money.
See, I'm 10 toes, planet feeling like David. Computer prophets, man, they steady be
Now we'll do good, because that's what you did, that's a good thing. Evil is present with me. Though you can't see it.
in league of our own, we ain't.
But the curse is poured out upon
But you don't know who wrote them.
This is the Bible. We reading the Holy Bible since we ain't reading books.
Go to Lamentations 4:17 real quick, because what the officer is bringing out is very important. What kind of people right here that own these religions? What color people though?
All of them white.
All of them white, Caucasian, right? Why do black people have Caucasian people telling them what to believe? Why is that? Somebody tell me.
Share that.
Why do a bunch of black people, colored people,
I love that.
black, Hispanic, Native Indians have white folks telling them who and what to believe in? Because we slaves and our minds have been destroyed. Watch this one scripture right here. The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, meaning us Israelites, the blacks and Hispanics, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. That means our eyes stopped working looking for help. Like we've been looking for help so long, 400 years looking for somebody to help us, that our eyes are starting to dim. Read. And are watching. While we've been watching for help, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Does that sound like black people?
Wow.
We have watched for a nation, not a God. We've been looking for God. Who we been looking for? For a nation. We've been looking for a nation of people. Who we look to? White folks. We look for white people to try to save us. But what did God say? They could not save us. God said they can't save you. We've been here this long. Why ain't we got equal rights? Why Hispanics getting killed? Why blacks getting killed? Why do we hate each other? Why our music trash? Why our people don't know the difference between a man and a woman no more? We've been watching for this nation to try to save us. Here's why it's not successful. They not God. Though they pretend to be God, God is a black man. We're his chosen people. That's why we made in his image. Lamentations 2:14 now. When we let them, our oppressors, try to tell us how to serve and love God, watch what they give us instead. Who here celebrate Christmas? You do?
Nigga, you don't celebrate no.
She said, N-word, you don't celebrate
I'm sorry. I apologize. Because he
No.
damn well. I ain't saying
Oh, I was celebrating. How long ago was it? How long ago was it, bro?
Like, mostly you think about last year.
Last year.
Okay, excuse me.
All right, my brother. Hey, we got a website on the back, man. Check it out. Everything's free, my brother.
That made me
Come here. Tell me what figures real quick.
I'm starting to get out of
So when was it?
holiday.
I never
You starting to
celebrate
get out of
Christmas in
it?
my life. No. I never celebrate Christmas.
You never
in my entire
celebrate
life.
it?
Not never.
Okay, how about Thanksgiving?
My mom don't even celebrate Christmas.
Oh, but he
He was
celebrates.
saying that he does because he goes to his father's house. For
Oh, you mom?
Huh?
You mom?
Yeah, mom.
Okay. All right, mom. Watch this. This how his pops got Christmas and all our ancestors. Lamentations 2:14. The book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 14. Listen to what the pastors and the preachers did in white supremacist church. Read. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. When God talk about your prophets, meaning your spiritual leaders, like T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, that's your prophets of today. Read. And they, hold on, say that again. Thy prophets, those leaders, your church leaders, have seen vain and foolish things for thee. Vain means lies. They've seen lies and foolish, stupid things for you. Easter is a foolish, vain thing. Rabbits don't lay eggs.
That's right.
Easter ain't got nothing to do with Passover. That's based on the summer solstice.
Yeah.
That's where we get that from.
Yeah.
That's a vain, foolish thing. It don't bring you closer to God. Read. And they have not discovered thy iniquity. So all that preaching, all these mega churches, ain't nobody figured out why black people went into slavery? Why are we going to slavery? Why are we at the bottom? It's because we ain't doing enough Christmas. Right. We ain't love white Jesus hard enough. Why are we at the bottom? It got anything to do with Easter, Christmas? No.
Teach us, brother.
You know what it's got to do with? You're celebrating Christmas. That's why we at the bottom.
Yes.
Bring it out.
God gave us godly things to celebrate.
Yes.
And he told us specifically, young man, how old are you?
Yes.
11.
11, he told you never to do Christmas.
That's
You know the Bible say that?
No.
I'm going to show you. Jeremiah 10.
Bring it out.
Y'all need to listen to this. Maybe you don't celebrate, but you need to tell homeboy, his father, all your friends.
You know why we don't celebrate Christmas?
Why don't you celebrate it?
We don't celebrate Christmas because it was a man-made holiday.
Yeah, but you got to hear from them.
You got to hear from the Most
And
High.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Let him
with
hear
that.
from the Most High God. Come on. Hey, my sister in the blue dress. You celebrate Christmas? You do? Oh, you need to hear this thing. Time to change your plans.
Wake them up.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. You so-called blacks, you are the Israelites. Listen to the Bible. That's what it says. Read. Thus saith the Lord. Not me. God says it. Learn not the way of the heathen. Remember we were talking about that our eyes failed looking for our vain help. We watched for a nation that couldn't save us. God said, don't learn the way of them nations. Right. That's the heathen. Don't learn what they do. Don't learn what they do. Read. Learn not the way of the heathen. So the white man, don't learn his ways. In slavery, 1492, 1619, we were slaves, beaten and made to do these holidays. God says, resist that. Don't do it. Read. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Come on. For the heathen are dismayed at them. Come on. For the customs. Now he's going into their customs. You know, customs are like traditions, right? Come on. Of the people are vain. There's that word vain again. There's that word vain again. How y'all doing in the car? Pull up on us. That's that word vain, meaning lies. These customs are lies. Read. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. It say one cut a what out of the forest? For one cutteth a tree. A what? A tree. They say somebody cut a tree out the forest. This sounds familiar. What custom is this?
Uh-oh. That's Christmas.
That's Christmas. Let's go on though. Let's read on in the word. The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Come on. They deck it with silver and gold. They ain't talking about getting some firewood.
No, they talking about
what?
How people dress up the tree.
Tinsel.
Right. Yep.
Lights,
Yep.
little balls and such, little star at the top. They deck the halls with. Ain't that in the song? They put in the music in front of you.
It's in the.
It's in the damn music in front of you.
My God.
But we ain't never read the Bible. Right. Our eyes look for our vain help. White man, can we celebrate Christmas? Sure. Yeah.
You listening?
Teach.
They say Christmas. They put Christ in front of it. I can slap Walmart on top of that sign right there. That's a terrible gas station. I put Walmart on top of that. It's still a terrible gas station.
But everybody in it.
Everybody in it.
Everybody in it.
I want a Walmart gas station. That's real good now. No, that's how simple we become.
Right.
We don't look into a damn thing. We don't read nothing. And they dumbed us down in slavery so we don't do nothing but what they say, the so-called white men. And I'm not saying it because they skin color. That's because that's what the hell in charge.
You know what's funny though? The reason that I've never celebrated these holidays is because my mom and her family are Jehovah's Witnesses. I told her about this though. I told her that it's a group of 12 white men.
Yes.
I told her the whole. She like, don't tell me. I don't want to.
Even when the reason there are so many religions.
She in the house right now working on how she can get reinstated so she can talk to her mom again, who she haven't talked to in my youngest brother 26.
To get reinstated to be a Jehovah?
Her mom hasn't talked to her in 26 years because she was disfellowshipped from Jehovah's Witness. And didn't work hard enough to get back.
They don't even have what's the requirements?
I swear on
Here's what Jehovah's Witnesses do. They have and this is all set up by white folks. They make sure they don't lose anybody. So you might resist Baptist church. But don't worry, you did a little research, you found out the holidays is fake. We got Jehovah's Witness set up over here in case you want to come over and wake up over here. Or let me figure out Saturday, like tonight begins the Lord's Sabbath.
Right.
Friday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Guess what? Okay, so you found that out? I got you now. I don't know if we got it on here. The 7-Day Adventist Church right here. Ellen G. White set up the 7-Day Adventist Church so you can have your Sabbath and believe in white Jesus as well. They don't want to lose nobody. It's a catch-all. They want you in that net. All these white supremacist religions are traps.
Right.
They're all traps.
That's right.
But what we got to do is resist. We got to be rebellious right now. And remember who we are. Give me Root 2 and 30. The only way to get salvation, God's not coming back here for African Americans or Mexicans. He's coming back for the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Right. He's leaving everybody down here in smoke and dust and fire. So watch what we're called to do. Root 2 and 29. Go down 30. Yes, sir.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 29.
Bring it out. My 11-year-old friend. What's your name, bro?
Okay.
Can we celebrate Christmas based on what we just read?
No.
No, we can't. Are you going to celebrate Christmas based on what we just read? You don't know? You need to go tell your father. God said don't do it.
That's right.
Nothing personal. Don't tell my man the Bible told you. We read out the Bible. You cannot do it. It is a sin to celebrate Christmas. Come on.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them.
So God's promise to the Israelites, if you don't listen to me, I promise you on everything, on myself, I'll make you small. I'll take all your numbers down. Because we used to be a great, exceedingly numerous nation.
Right.
We were in power. I said, you don't listen to me. I'll take away your numbers. I'll sprinkle you among everybody where you'll be the minority.
Yeah.
That's what he just said there. Where are we? After we got them ships. A little bit on this plantation, a little bit of, even though we outnumbered the slave master, guess what he did? He controlled about 300 of you. He had you breeding. While meanwhile, he got his numbers up and took the best places in America, the best places in Europe. Come on.
For I knew that they would not hear me.
God already know what you're going to do. Say they're not going to listen. They're not going to appreciate me. Read.
Because it is a stiff-necked people.
Because black people are hard-headed as hell. We are hard-headed and ungrateful people. Read. But even though we hard-headed, even though we're not grateful, what God say?
In the land of their captivities.
So this can't be talking about white folks. White folks are not in the land of their captivity. Who's in the land of their captivity? We are. Where's that land?
Here.
Right here. Where we got dropped off on these boats. Read.
They shall remember themselves.
The Bible can't be for all people. If it just said the Israelites would have to remember themselves in the land of their captivity. How does that apply to everybody? We're the only people that's lost without a homeland. But we looking for one, ain't we? Give me that real quick in Hebrews 11 and I think 26. Y'all know what I want? Hebrews 11? Yeah. Is it 26? Watch what it say right here. This is identifying who we are. If you don't know who you are, you're not going to do better. You'll turn back to him after you leave here this afternoon. But, well, what are we supposed to do? You go Google it. You go to church and ask pastor who got taught by the white man. That's who gave him his degree. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
For they say that say such things.
For they that say such things.
For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country.
That's the people of the book. It said they, and it was talking about faith in that chapter. They that declare such faith, talking about from Abraham to Isaac, to Abraham down to Jacob. They that say such things declare plainly. What are they seeking? Go to verse 13 so get the context.
Verse 13. These all died in faith.
Like I said, it talked about from Noah down, the God's lineage, the Israelites. Read.
Not having received the promises.
Because they didn't get all the promises back then. Even Moses didn't get to see the promised land. Our fathers only had the kingdom for 80 years. But the promise is to rule forever in the book of Daniel. Watch what it says.
But having seen them far off, and were persuaded of them.
So our forefathers, they just heard about ruin the earth. They just heard about the last days. Read.
And embraced them and confessed that they were strangers.
Now listen to this right here, sisters. Our forefathers confessed what?
And confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims.
That's black people. Strangers and pilgrims. I mean, they don't feel like they belong anywhere. Feel like we're just passing through. Do we feel like America is the land of the black man?
Absolutely not.
No. Feels like we in occupied territory. Everywhere we go, we feel like we don't belong because we hate it everywhere. Read that part again.
And confess that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Meaning we lack our homeland. That's how we feeling. That's what the ancestors saw in prophecy, and we live it today. Now watch this. Read.
For they,
those same people
that say such things,
that say we strangers and pilgrims on the earth,
declare plainly.
Here's the motivation and the goal. Read.
That they seek a country.
What do we want?
Seek a country.
What's the end game?
Seek a country.
We need a country. That's what the end game is. It ain't about equality. We better than everybody on earth. Faster, stronger, better looking. God's children. We seek a country of our own.
That's right.
What kind of country though? Do we want to take a piece of Texas? Do we want half of Africa? What did God say? Read on.
That they seek a country.
Read on.
And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out.
Now we got to figure it out. Go to, hold that, Galatians 4:26. He said, if you've been mindful of the country you came out of. What does that mean? What country did we come out of, y'all? Yes, you say Africa.
I say Africa.
You say, that's what I would have said back in the day.
I would.
But we not African American. They hid where we from. We the Israelites. So where are we from? Here's the answer. Read that. Here's the answer. Where we from?
The book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 26.
Read.
But Jerusalem.
Where?
But Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Which is above is free.
Above all other lands is Jerusalem.
Which is the mother of us all.
That's the motherland. Stop saying Africa. Jerusalem's our motherland. That's the country we seek. The one that was promised to Moses, promised to the 12 tribes of Israel. We want to go back home. But we weren't mindful of home. We lost home. And that's why they beat the hell out of us in slavery. Because God said, you don't want to listen? I'm going to whoop you. But it ain't a belt. God more advanced. I'll send the lowest people on earth to whoop your behind. And I'll set them on top of you. Give me Daniel chapter 4. Keep holding what you got in the other one. Give me Daniel chapter 4, I believe verse 24. Donald Trump. Joe Biden. Joe Biden can't walk up steps, down steps, on a sidewalk. He can't walk behind a chair. He can't move. Is he a role model? Is Donald Trump your role model? Is Hillary Clinton your role model?
No.
Bill Clinton?
None of them.
None of them are. Watch what God says about the people who he left in charge.
Bring it on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17.
Now listen about the people that were down low to get up above us. Come on.
This matter is by the decree of the watcher.
This is by the angels. Watch this.
And the demand by the word of the holy ones.
Come on.
To the intent that the living may know that the Most High God ruleth in the kingdom of men.
So God's in control. He rules in the kingdom of men. He in charge right now while Biden's there. He was in charge when Trump was there, when Obama was there.
Right.
Most High's ruling. Watch what he say though.
And giveth it,
and he give control of the planet
to whomsoever he will.
All throughout Bible history, he set up every king, didn't he? Wicked or righteous, God set up every king, did he not? Why we think it's different now? Why we think this is God's country all of a sudden?
Not no different.
Watch what he goes on to say.
And setteth up over it,
sets over the planet,
the basis
of what?
The basis.
Well, you can't get no lower than the basement. God said he set up the basis of what?
Of men.
The basis of what?
Of men.
He said the people in charge, give me Job 9:24, the people in charge will be the lowest of all men. Joe Biden will be sniffing on your neck right now. The younger you are, the more he be on you.
Bring it on.
Be on you like a panther or something. Just some kind of child. But his son is a crackhead. Man, he did so much stuff. He was into prostitution. He's sending money to Ukraine to just blow other white folks up. We can't get no reparations. He sent $2 billion more over there to Ukraine this week. But you won't get a drop or a dime. And he's over there pushing, you can do drag shows in school. No, a man don't mean a a man. Men can menstruate. Women
Ain't that the craziest thing in there?
ain't that crazy? It's not. There's no such thing as that. That's the basis of men.
Like, damn.
That's how based they are. They want to change common sense into myth. They want to tell good is evil and evil is good. That's what they're doing. That's how we know that's the basis of men. You got me? Read what you got.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
This isn't just reflection and looking at the world and complaining. This is motivation to change. It ain't just about you and your struggle. We want this kingdom to fall and to take back over. This place got to go. What they got set up makes me sick. It should make all of y'all sick. Because what? Sooner or later, you're going to see somebody dressed like you, and it's going to be a dude you used to date in high school. We're going to have on the same clothes. And he'll dare you to say something. Say, don't I look good? Oh, you ain't supposed to be wearing that, Leonard. My name ain't Leonard. It's Linda. That's what's coming for us.
It's happening.
Come on.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Here's what you got.
The earth,
The whole planet.
is given into the hand of the wicked.
Who run the earth?
The wicked.
Who run the earth?
The wicked.
What color is he?
White.
White people. It's got to stop. Break them up. They got to go. I ain't saying go kill them all. I ain't saying go get guns. That's not what I'm saying. God gonna get them all.
That's right.
But how he gonna do it though? Give me Deuteronomy 30, verse 1. Here's a blueprint. It's as simple as us keeping some commandments. And we bring a high power to come fight the battle. The white man ain't got too high and mighty. He got nukes on nukes on nukes. He got chemical warfare. He got diseases that only target certain races. We ain't fighting him. We ain't telling nobody. Black people like, let's get some pistols. They go,
We got somebody.
right, we know we got somebody.
Win.
Right, so watch what it says. Deuteronomy 30. Yeah, verse 1. Here's how we win the battle. War.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
Officer Issachar was reading earlier about curses. You got to wait for all that stuff in the Old Testament and New Testament to happen. Once those things, and that's the time we're in. These curses have happened to slave ships and chains of iron. The northern and southern kingdoms going into slavery. And let's remember who we are. That has happened. You are in the best time to be alive right now. Read on.
Which I have set before thee,
Come on.
and thou shalt call them to mind.
That's instrumental. You must remember them. You must remember who we are. Remember. Call them to mind. Come on.
Among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
Again, who's everywhere? Like you said, Mexicans everywhere. You see black people in France. You see black people in China. There's black people in Russia. You see us everywhere. Everywhere, you must remember who you are. All at once, we're going to start to remember who we are. Then what?
And shall return unto the Lord thy God.
Then we return. You ain't going to walk to God. Let's see how you return.
And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
That's how we return. Obey God's voice according to all that he commanded us. Don't sit there and think you know what God's trying to say, like in church. They'll say, well, you ain't got to do none of the commandments. The Lord just wants you to be a good man, be a good woman, be a good father, just be a good Christian.
Set up a lot of laws in that Bible.
Set up a lot of law. Look, give me Brute 4:1. You know the Bible's called the book of the law.
Wake them up.
That's the whole, it's a collection of, like you said, laws, and then you read the history. Those are case studies, if you study law, case studies to explain how to apply those laws. It's a reference. You be like, well, how do I do this? You can go in the Old Testament and see how certain laws came into effect. You got me? Brute 4:1. Yes, sir.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Come on.
This is the book of the commandments of God.
So it never was called the Bible. It's a collection of a bunch of books, but God says this is the book of the law. Come on.
And the law that endureth forever.
So God's laws ain't never going nowhere. Did you hear they were done away with in church? You didn't hear that? Who heard they were done away with? Anybody hear God's laws are done away with? My man. How you doing, bro? You ever heard you go to church? Nah, good. Church is white supremacy on autopilot.
That's right.
Did you ever hear God's laws? You ever hear about God's laws, his commandments? Do black people keep God's commandments today? No? No?
Okay.
Some do? What they keep?
There you go, mama. Go ahead.
What they keep?
I'll go with you.
What's your God? What's your name?
Gail.
Gail. Go ahead, Gail. What they keep? What do black people keep today?
The day was fed, the same paper, the same reason old schools had us.
What?
The same way you got raised.
Same way I got raised. Look, what commandments specifically do black people keep? Name me one that black people keep. I'll show you they break them all.
Thou shalt not steal.
None. All right, you change the answer. You said thou shalt not steal. I just looked at the statistics for, what's it, Fairmount? Fairmount got more thefts here, more stealing than anything. They ain't keeping no thou shalt not kill over here, Fairmount. Go check your hubcaps, go check your rims. They don't keep no thou shalt not steal.
Bring it on.
Name something. What they keep? You said
No,
they
so you
keep
right.
any of them?
I don't think so. Who taught them? All that kind
Who
of stuff
taught
like
them?
that.
Here's who taught them that they can do what they want. Do what thou will. We're going to introduce some laws back to our people. Easy laws. Sometimes it's hard to stop stealing. Sometimes it's hard to stop killing. Because hatred is killing. What about how we dress? I see two sisters in beautiful dresses. I see a couple, y'all, you got a little bit of short stuff going on. You got some pants on. You don't see us in no dresses, right? No dresses, right? Is that, you think that's a law?
No, there ain't no law.
You say it's not a law? So Young Thug good, right?
Young Thug who?
Young Thug, who else? Kanye? Is that a law for them to not wear a dress? Now we was referencing whether a man can be a woman all of a sudden.
Well, there's no law. That's not
But it
law.
start with changing their clothes.
It does.
Is that against God's laws or not?
Yes.
You say yes? Where is it at? You say it's a sin?
Yeah.
You know, you're in the spirit now. Where does it say it? In case you get in an argument about it. They'll fight you. They'll cancel you right now.
They really will.
They'll cancel you off. You go to school, you get canceled. Where does it say that in the Bible? Where does it say that? Don't nobody know? This is how we got to remember who we are. I don't care what no other nation do. We gonna dress right.
That's right.
We gonna dress how the Father say. You got me? Deuteronomy 22:5. Here's the answer. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Read what you got.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So let's take feelings out of it.
Right.
Women ain't supposed to dress like men.
Period.
Period. All day. Facts. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So you take emotions out of it. Stop trying not to offend people.
Yes.
You ain't supposed to wear no dress if you're a man.
That's right.
You got something hanging down there. What you got a dress on for?
Bring it on.
Looking like a whole cowbell. What you doing with a dress on? Stuff jangling down there. God ain't make you like, he made pants to keep that area under control and dresses for women to let that area breathe.
That's
Because if it don't breathe, things happen. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They got a whole section in the stove for when things occur.
Right.
Can I get a witness?
Right.
I ain't talking about the bacon aisle, you getting flour and stuff. They got a whole nother section that your husband is ashamed to go to.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation